Hey Forza heads, in this video I'm going to teach you how good a single bass tune can be across all of these cars in this class. So at the moment we've got the daily races running where we're using the Sport Tourings GTs. So I've got a tune on there that you can download for every single one of these cars. If you find that one's missing or anything, just let me know in the comments and I'll put it on there straight away and we'll get it done. But basically I've gone through the last few days working out a tune for every car, but it's the same tune, same tyre pressures, gearing slightly different, maybe just because we've got more power in some cars and less grip in some cars, but tyre pressures are the same, roll bars are the same, springs are in the same places, bump stiffness in the same places, aeros in the same places. This is a one size fits all tune that you can try across all of these and then hopefully give me some feedback back, and then we can test with your feedback. I can maybe make some adjustments, and this is the bass tune I'm going to give you for front engine rear wheel drive cars. Just as a demonstration as well, I'm going to give you a demonstration now of how good it is on every car. So I've tested it on a few cars. So this is the Audi A5 converted to rear wheel drive with exactly the same setup that I'm describing. These are all built with soft tyres, although if I'm racing in long races I prefer to do it with sport tyres. You can see the Audi's putting in a good lap there. We've got the other Audi A4, one of the Audi A4s here, putting in another good lap. So generally getting us up into the top three. I mean, we're only hitting out one lap here, pretty cold, so they're pretty scrappy laps. Some of them we hit a bit of traffic in. Here we go, we're in a BMW M4 now, chasing the BMW M308, I think it is. It's on the small screen while I'm recording this, but I think it was a BMW M308, and I'm just showing you the example of how this bass tune, again, this is the exact same tune you're going to see on the M308 round Bathurst, and this is all we've done is we've changed, like, because some cars like this might have 8 gears, some cars have only got 6 gears, so obviously the gearing is slightly different, generally around the same, but generally, you know, it's just to push on the gears and make sure the acceleration stays the same. But I will go into it once we release this tune. I'll go into how you need to adapt this. The way we've done this, we've balanced all the cars. So if you're going to be building any of these cars, front engine, rear wheel drive, as opposed to mid-engine, a mid-engine car generally finds its rotation, and a rear engine car, because of the weight of the back, helps to push the rear out and around past the front almost. Not exactly, but basically that's the method that's happening. Transition of weight is been rotated from the rear, so therefore it's driving around the corner. With a front engine wheel drive car, you really need to be more direct and later into the corner, and more direct on your turning, and more sort of smoother and earlier on your throttle to develop that rotation. It's more of an aggressive style. So this tune, what I've done is I've balanced all of these cars out to 50-50, just with 1 click of ballast or 2 clicks of ballast, whatever was taken. Put the soft tyres on. You saw what lap we just got there. This was the MG putting in a good lap again. Here's the IPLG putting in another good lap with exactly the same tune. But all we've done is generally just adjusted, like I say, gearing, tyre pressure's all the same, geometry's all the same, diff's all the same, and I'll show you how you can set this tune up, and it'll be for any front engine rear wheel drive car. That it'll balance it out. And what you'll be able to find when you try all these cars, if you jump into a lobby now, pick any of these cars, go and look from the tune, you'll see it there. If it says race, it's got race tyres. If it says sport, it's got sport tyres. So this is the HSV putting a lap round Yas Marina. Now we're in the Shelby putting a lap round Yas Marina. Another good time, both good times. Like I say, these are all competitive. Either going the Lexus IS350, still competitive time. But again, we're only putting 1 lap in. I'm hitting a bit of traffic in these. I'm just giving you a quick example of how simple it can be to get a decent lap out of these cars. And then we're going to go back to Bathurst and show you what happened here. So on Bathurst, we swapped to the BMW M308 with the sport tyre build, because it carries me a good top speed. So basically, I built the BMW M3 with race tyres, so I've got the tune up there with race tyres, and what I'll do is I will set it up so it's on race tyres, A800, and then I'll reduce the tyres down to sport. And then what I might do is generally increase the tyre width once on the front and back, and then maybe add race brakes, as to having sport tyres with race brakes. You can get away with it just like you can get away with sport brakes and race tyres. You can spend the points that way. So yeah, all we've done is we've set this car up. We've got a pretty good start. Managed to pick up some places early. A little bit rough, but nothing too bad. Just trying to make some room as this door opens here, but sort of get trapped out. End up having to follow the car on the inside here. But what I want to demonstrate with this video predominantly is how you can have a one-size-fits-all tune that will give you a basic start to where you should be on tuning, because what you've got to try and do is all the cars have their own elements, because they all have different centre of gravities, they all have different lengths and weights, different wheelbases. You know, some cars have more overhang off of the wheels, i.e. the wheels aren't as close to the corners as they are in other cars. Like you get a car for a Mini, for example, the reason they handle really well is because not only is it a short wheelbase, but the wheels are also very close to the corners of the car, so that creates a lot more reaction from the steering them. So the cars already have their differences, and then Forza obviously put different tuning things and all sorts of tyre pressures and weird stuff onto all the cars, so you never really know what you're trying to tune out of it. So I mean, if you do tuning, you do have a base tune in mind, then you know what I'm talking about. You'll start with a sort of base tune and then you'll work from there, because you know what sort of feels right. You can throw out the window all the, oh, I need my suspension to be EMC equals square, MC equals E squared, whatever it bloody is Einstein says. But you know, you don't need all the theories, you need to know what you're trying to create out of the car and what you're trying to feel. So at the end of the day, you need to get into a corner smoothly, you need to create the most amount of rotation around the corner, you need to be able to get out smoothly. So with this base tune, this allows you to feel all the cars in the group and feel which one suits your driving style. You'll be able to feel which one naturally has a little bit more oversteer, trying to squeeze me in a bit there, which one has a little bit more oversteer, which one has a little bit more understeer, which ones are sort of a bit looser on the throttle out of the corner, which ones are generally a little bit looser into the corner. And the way I've set it up, I've left scope, so there is ways you can make it more aggressive and you can make it more mild. But like I say, because we've balanced the cars and we've made them all sort of a 50-50 weight distribution, we've set them up all sort of the same on race tyres. Some of the tunes you will find as a sport tyre version, they're the ones that generally I would recommend using in the longer races. But if you're going into any of the other A-class lobbies and fans using some of these cars, then stick to the race tyre builds and on the short races and you'll be just fine. But what I'm hoping for is that this will be our meta tune beta test, as it was. We call it the meta beta, and then basically I want you all to try these tunes, let me know how they feel, let me know if you understand what I'm trying to say, and basically by the end of it, give us a few days. If you can try this out over the next few days in this class and try all my tunes and give me some feedback, I'll then show you exactly how I've tuned all of these cars. You can go forward, you can use this on all your front engine rear-wheel drive cars, and then obviously we'll approach the front-wheel drive cars, and we'll approach the four-wheel drive cars, and then we'll approach the mid-engine cars as they all come up, and I'll run through the same thing. I'll show you a base tune of how you set them up. They're all slightly different, but you don't need to be changing too much, especially as much as most people will make you think. It isn't rocket science. Most of the time you're just trying to get the car around a racetrack as fast as possible. If you start worrying about all the different calculations, it'll take you far too long to understand what you're trying to get out of the tuning. And the best thing that will teach you is your arse and your eyes. You know, you need to know what you're feeling, you need to know how you feel it. I mean, if you're using a wheel, you need to get my wheel guide on the Logitech G920. It'll work for other wheels as well, but that's going to maximise the amount of get out of the wheel. It's going to let you control the drifts, it's going to let you control the bumps and bounces with other players who like to knock you off, especially when you're on a wheel. It's a lot harder to control. If you haven't tried it, try my wheel settings, give me some feedback on that. As you can see, we've managed to pull our way up to second place, so we've had a pretty good race. Like I say, get on and try this tune as well, and do please give me a like and give me some thumbs up and some feedback, because working on this does take a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort. I do have a full-time job as well, which is also a hard job, so I'm trying to almost do two jobs, and all I'm trying to do here is get you all to be, you know, as fast as you can, and get you all learning all the different aspects about tuning. You know, we'll go on to ACC and things like that as they come out, new games, I can explain all the differences, but once you start getting an understanding for one, you'll be able to take that across to other games. So we're chasing down old Trashu here. He's normally pretty fast, but he's ahead. But make sure you get tight in on that wall, because as soon as you lose the camber on the inside, you're away. You lose a second round the outside of that bend. So obviously we're running sport tyres, so you've got to be a little bit more careful. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of these tunes. Let me know what you think of this race, and are we going to catch Trashu, how well we do, and I think you'd be surprised at what lap time I can get out of sport tyres on a BMW M3 around Bathurst. So yeah, please try out as many of these tunes as you can over the next few days and give me some feedback on them individually. Tell me which ones you think suffer from the oversteer, tell me which ones you think suffer from the understeer. I know there'll be plenty of you out there that know what I mean and are able to describe these feelings, and hopefully I'll be able to tweak any of this. You know, if you think they're a bit too stiff on the springs, a bit too soft, or whatever you think you're feeling, let me know in the comments and I will give it a little tweak and I'll give it a little adjust. I think it's balanced out how it needs to be, so when I do give you this tune, I will show you exactly. There's only going to be, say, 2 or 3 elements you're going to need to change to dial these cars in for any track, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. And you're going to learn so much over the next few tuning guides that I do, because obviously Forza has changed. Cars have come along. We've had cars that have nerfed, cars that have buffed. They've definitely improved the sport tyres. They've definitely improved four-wheel drive cars. Front-wheel drive cars are pretty much still just as good, but yeah. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if any of this information's helped you. Let me know if there's anything else you want to see. And take care, guys. And I will see you in the next video. And I hope you enjoy this race. And tell me if you think any of my lap times are impressive. I'll see you soon. Take care, guys. See you in the next video.
Your instructor is one of the finest pilots this program has ever produced. His exploits are legendary. What he has to teach you may very well mean the difference between life and death.
great race. P1.